Keaton Mitchell's looking pretty good in the preseason. How about Will Shipley? And in other news, Jamar Chase is who we thought he was. Let's get right into it. Welcome to the Fantasy Football Garage. I'm Chris the Candyman, and you already know what time it is. Tonight, we're drafting best ball teams. So come on in, say what up in the chat. Come draft some teams with me, and let's have some fun. It's best ball summer. We're entering a best ball mania, picking from the 4 spot. I've already got in. So if you want to join me for the next draft, stick around. But without further ado, let's get right into it. If you're new to the channel, if you're watching this in the future, make sure you're subscribed. I'm on a goal to hit 500 YouTube subscribers by the start of the NFL season. We're getting pretty close. I think we can do it, but I need your help. So come get in here, chill with us. We have a very sharp community of drafters and fantasy football, bros, best ball bros, some dynasty bros, some redraft bros. Everyone's in here. And we're all just talking ball, talking strategy, having some fun. So come on in. Let's draft some teams. Without further ado, I'm going to throw it to the intro, and then I'll bring up the draft board, and we'll get this thing started tonight. Hope you guys are having a great Thursday night. Let's get right into it. But overall, it's like the guy can ball. Like, actions speak louder than words. What's up, everybody? How we doing? This is Thursday night. Hope your week's going well. Thanks for joining me here. I'm drafting from the 4 spot. Took Saquon Barkley at the 104. Coin flipped it. Was going to go Gibbs. Was going to go Barkley. Ended up going Barkley there. It's coming back around at the 2-9. We've got the brand new underdog draft board interface loaded up. Let's see what we can get into here. Pull up T. Higgins. Take another running back. I'm tempted just to go Bucky Irving. Draft up my ranks. The board is looking, different these days. They got the profile picture of the players now. They're no longer showing which pick overall the player was. So it looks the same on my phone. I mean, it looks the same here, right? The same old draft board we're used to. But on the desktop, they've definitely changed. They've made some updates. Interesting. I start off this draft with Saquon Barkley, Bucky Irving from the 104. Let's catch up with the chat. Make this next pick. I think. Okay, well, there goes Lamar Jackson. There goes T. Higgins. I think I could get Josh Jacobs or Marvin Harrison. Whew. Should I pull up Devontae Adams? I could pull up Devontae Adams here. Oh, he goes. Pick 27. It's hard to pass on Josh Jacobs. I think I do, just for the sake of staying balanced. Need to go Marvin Harrison. I've been taking a decent clip of Marvin Harrison lately. Been drafting him a little bit more than I had previously. Got to have some confidence in these year 2 wide receivers. And, why not take a step forward? Just, head to head, yeah, I think Josh Jacobs scores more fantasy points season long than Marvin Harrison in most scenarios. But when it counts in week 17 and week 16 and week 15, who's going off, who's hitting your lineup? I think I'm making my bets on that being Saquon Barkley and Bucky Irving. So then I need to pivot. I need to grab a wide receiver. Marvin Harrison's the guy for me in this draft. We're getting this thing. I mean, this draft is ripping. We're moving right along. We see Mike Evans go in the 3rd round. Omarion Hampton at pick 3.7, which is 31st overall. On the phone, like on the mobile app, you can still see what pick the player is overall. I think if I had to guess, the underdog's probably going to listen to the feedback and bring that feature back in. So you could imagine maybe the top right of these little new icons, you might be able to see in the future, like Omarion Hampton 31, Josh Allen 32, Kyron Williams 33. It only makes sense. But for some reason on desktop, they are not currently showing that. You can only see the overall selection, the pick that the player was on the mobile app. So when I draft, if I'm not streaming, I'm drafting on my phone 90% of the time. But when I stream, I'm on desktop, of course, and I always have my phone up right here in case there's lag, in case I need to make some picks, in case the dog wants to go outside and I need to let her out and walk over there. Terry McLaurin goes at pick 42. That's the 4-6 here. We see JMO go. It's coming back around. Calvin Ridley went very early in this draft. So did Travis Hunter. So the drafter in the 11th spot, he's leaning into some the double stack. I mean, he takes Brian Thomas with the bring back with Jonathan Taylor, and then he's feeling himself a lot there. How do you pass up on Jaden Daniels? Well, I mean, I need George Pickens. It's been forever since I've been able to draft a George Pickens, and he's my most drafted wide receiver. So I want him on this squad where I've started off with Saquon Barkley and Bucky Irving, then Marvin Harrison. Let me get some George Pickens at pick 45. Hard to pass up on Jaden Daniels there, but it didn't feel like the right fit for the kind of build that I'm going with, where I'm looking to take a quarterback that I could stack with Harrison or Pickens, kind of, in the QB pocket, rounds 9, 10 kind of range. For some crazy reason, if Jaden Daniels came back to me in the 5th round, that would just be like a very unique, different combo. Let's check out what you guys are up to. Let me say what up to the chat. Appreciate y'all being here. We got Dr. B. Harris. What's up, brother? How we doing tonight? How's your Thursday going? Thanks for joining me, as always, my friend. We got Hartman in the chat. What up, my dog? Good to see you. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Hope your week's going well. And, Hartman, question for you. How many Husky 2s have you entered? I think I've entered like 2 or 3. And then after this Best Ball Mania tonight, I'm pretty interested in getting in some more Huskies. So let me know, how many Husky drafts have you done? What number are you at? And about to make this next pick in round 5. Sutton, Waddle, Moore. I would have taken Waddle there, most likely. Metcalf is pretty fun. Zay Flowers is interesting. I want to get my Zay Flowers up. So I'm going to go some Zay Flowers here. Zay Flowers leaning into that Baltimore Ravens offense. Take him at pick 52. Seems fine. Metcalf fell just a little bit. I almost thought about taking him, considering he fell about 6 spots past ADP, but it's a toss-up for me between guys like Waddle, Flowers, Metcalf. Kind of a very flat tier in this range. So what it ended up just coming down to is exposures, and I wanted to get a little bit more Flowers because I'm very in on Flowers in 2025. But my Best Ball Mania drafts, for some reason, I just haven't been clicking him enough. We see Devonta Smith going at the 5'8", going at pick 56 overall. That's kind of a nice little fall there. Yo, what's up, Anthony? Best Ball on call. My man. He knows about the circle. The circle of trust. Get in the circle. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. You're going to want to be here. You're going to want to chill with us, draft with us all summer long. And make sure you subscribe to the channel. Know when I go live. Come draft with me. Come say what up in the chat. Hang out with all of the other homies in the chat, holding it down, keeping up with the latest news, NFL news, training camp news, injury news, and talking fantasy. If you have any fantasy questions, any strategy questions, hit me up anytime. Throw it in the chat or follow me on Twitter at FFB Garage, and you know where to find me. Boom. Got this up. There we go. We're back. Yeah, follow me on Twitter. Make sure you hit the notifications on YouTube so you know when I'm going live. Jump in here, ask any fantasy question you got. Ooh, Caleb Johnson getting pulled up a little bit to the 6-7, going in the 6-7. I'm almost on the clock. Pacheco, Pollard. Wow, a lot of running backs getting pulled up here. So I'm going to get a falling value on. I can't do much with Joe Burrow. I don't really need Swift. It's Pearsall or Addison. And I'm a little bit more of an Addison guy myself. So I'll take that. I've seen Addison going in the low 70s. I'll grab him in the late 60s. I still think he's a great pick, a spike week guy. My next pick coming up is pick 76, and then it's pick 93. So I think I will try to grab maybe a tight end, maybe a running back. Taking 4 straight receivers, feeling pretty good about that. Laporta could be interesting with my next pick. I mean, I really like Diggs, Golden, Amika, Egbuka. I don't mind Jacoby Myers. I've moved Hawkinson up in my ranks a bit too. There's not really any running backs in this range that I love. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab Laporta here. Or Golden. I'll get Laporta. Let me go ahead and get Laporta. I think that's fine. Golden, Laporta. Either one. Where's Laporta going these days? You know, pick 75. I get him at 76. I already had 4 wideouts that I feel really confident in with the 2 running backs holding it down. So I needed to get a pretty solid tight end before it gets too late. If I'm going to make sense of taking 6 skill position players, running backs, and wide receivers through the first 6 rounds, then you're going to want to pretty quickly grab a nice tight end or 2 in these middle rounds. Plus, I've got all these QB stacking partners. I can get McCarthy, Dak, Kyler Murray, even a Baker Mayfield that would fall to me would be pretty nice. I've already missed out on Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson, of course. So kind of surprising. The Lamar Jackson drafter who pulled him up to the 3-2, which is pick 26 overall. He then takes Jalen Waddle at the 5-2, pick 50 overall, instead of grabbing Zay Flowers. So I get Zay Flowers there. I'm going to see what comes back around to me at pick 93. And I'm in a pretty good spot here. Through my first 7 rounds, I've got a 2-4-1 build with Saquon Barkley, Bucky Irving, Marvin Harrison, George Pickens, Zay Flowers, 1 Jordan Addison, and Sam Laporta. Feeling pretty good about that. Mayfield goes. There goes one of my stacking partners for at least Bucky, you would think. Let me see what y'all are up to. Let me catch up with y'all. Appreciate you being here, Anthony. Shout out to my main man. Best ball on call. Forever a bro, never a sharp for me. Hartman's very sharp. Hartman is sharp. He's more of a bro. On the scale of sharp to bro, closer to bro, but still very sharp, if you know what I'm saying. Fish move. Barkley goes at 106 these days. Damn, is that where Barkley's going these days? Oh, man. Oh, I hate to see it. So then I take Kyler Murray there if I have Jordan Addison if I have, or sorry, not Jordan Addison. I was thinking about Jordan Addison, but if I have Marvin Harrison, if I have Trey McBride, I take Kyler as soon as he's available. Pick 93 seems like a fine spot. Otherwise, I was considering Jordan Mason, Jalen Warren. Seem like good picks in this spot. Hawkinson's falling. Hawkinson, a little bit of a faller here. I will grab Hawkinson if he comes back around. Otherwise, it's pretty obvious who I should take. And then just keep pushing running back. So Hawkinson goes, a nice ADP scoop there from the one spot. Getting Hawkinson at the 96, ADP like 88. So a little scoop there, little fall. Pretty nice. Dobbins going higher and higher. Dobbins eclipsing pick 100. Starting to see that. Wow, the Dak Prescott. You hate to see it. Okay, Dak goes. That's who I would have taken. I could grab Mooney here. I don't really need another running wide receiver. I think I just go Kelsey or Warren. So let's take Travis Kelsey, I guess. I guess that's fine. Kelsey, a little bit past ADP. Maybe he gives me some early season value with the Rice suspension that's looming. I could have taken Mooney there. I feel like I didn't really need the fifth receiver yet, so that's why I kind of hesitated. But the running backs that were available, just not incredible. Nothing that made me like so excited to grab one there. So I'll take a second tight end, like I was saying. I think QBs and tight ends make a lot of sense in this range. Man, I would have liked to get Prescott, but very sharp, the 3-spot drafter with CeeDee Lamb. He already had Daniel, so I thought there was a good chance he would let Prescott go and try to push him. Try to push him to the 10-10, which is pick 123 overall, which is very unlikely for Dak these days. But I would have scooped up Dak here at pick 100. I take Travis Kelsey instead. I'm feeling pretty good about my my tight end room. It's about time for me to grab another running back and another receiver pretty soon, though. Stacking partners I have left. I could stack up Addison. Pretty much all I have going for me. Maybe Jared Goff, if he's still there. You know, Goff, Addison. Still not a great spot to be taking running backs either. Jeff T. What's up, brother? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good Thursday night. He's just here to collude on our mission to hack Hartman's account and draft Matthew Golden teams. Can you just get me banned instead, Jeff T? What's going on with that? Pick number will be there tomorrow. You can just hover to see pick number. Can you? You can't. The hover does not work. It'll probably be there tomorrow. I'm sure they're getting the feedback and they're interested to improve on their update, but you can't just hover. Oh wait, no, you can. It takes way too long. It takes way too long. You're right. Jeff T's always right. With a 20-second pick clock, you just can't. You can't wait that long. You really can't. I'll get some Jared Goff here. He goes just fine with my Laporta. I have to bring back with Addison. I'm cool with that. The running backs I like. I think both of them will be there at my next pick. Pretty confident in that. We'll see. I would have taken a running back at that pick and then tried to push Goff, but it just seemed like it made more sense to go ahead and take the QB and then give myself an option. Do I want to take a running back at the 11-4, which is pick See, the hover doesn't really work, Jeff T. You can't hover on future picks either. There you go. It finally shows up. 20 seconds later, the clock would have already hit 0. Pick 124. We'll see if the QB I also like is there. But I kind of want to pivot to running back. Scatterboo goes. That's who I was really considering being a great pick at 124. Otherwise, just go ahead and take McCarthy here, I think. Go ahead and take McCarthy. Get that third QB. Wow, that's the earliest I've seen Keenan Allen go in a draft so far. Pick 123. Incredible. Surely he'll be a big riser soon enough on the ADP tracker. Let's check in with the best ball overlay. Yes, sir. Keenan Allen up 20 spots since yesterday. Pick 177. Incredible. Only a matter of time. I mean, he's going at pick 120 in this draft. Soon enough, it seems his ADP is going to be in the 130s, I think would make some sense. Pick 123 here. 130s, 140s. Through my first 11 rounds, my team, it's feeling pretty good. I've already got 3 quarterbacks, so I'm done there. I've got Kyler Murray, Jared Goff, and JJ McCarthy. Running backs, I double anchored down with Saquon Barkley and Bucky Irving. It's time to grab some more volume at running back from here on out. But I also need some receivers because I started off with Marvin Harrison stacked up with Kyler. I've got George Pickens, Zay Flowers, and Jordan Addison, who's stacked. And a bring back, stacked with McCarthy, bring back for Jared Goff. I've got Laporta stacked up, same situation. And then Travis Kelce. So pretty good with those 2 tight ends. Definitely good with those 3 quarterbacks. I'm looking to go running back and receiver from here on out and just hammer flex guys that can hit my flex spot. So we'll see what value falls. This is a best ball mania draft. It's like my 94th best ball mania draft. And we're going to be drafting some best ball teams all summer long, but also a few more tonight. So make sure you stay tuned. Hit the like button on your way in. Make sure you hit that like. Do it for your boy. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you're new, if you're watching this in the future, shoot me a comment below. Let me know, are you in or are you out on Caleb Williams in 2025? Are you drafting him? Are you stacking him up with a Dunze, DJ Moore, Colston Loveland, Luther Burden? Speaking of Luther Burden, he goes pretty early in this one. He goes pick 105, which is really nice. Caleb Williams goes 106. Underdog's got this new user interface. They got the pictures of the players at each draft position on the desktop. Pretty cool to see. And I'm coming back up. I could use a running back. I could use a receiver. ADP would have me taking Tootin here. I've been doing that a lot. It's pick 141. I am going to go with one Jaden Blue. Let's hope. Let's pray the ankle injury is nothing serious. It's a low ankle injury. He's back in a week or 2. Let's hope. Hartman's done 5 Huskies so far, planning on doing all 10. I think I've done 2 or 3, and I'm planning on doing as many as I can until it closes. But whether it's 7 or 5 or 10, we'll see. But I'm going to do one tonight for sure. It's filling slower than I expected to. And you know what's crazy, Hartman, is I thought the first Husky would take a while to fill, and I was kind of upset when it filled so quickly because it forced me to enter them as slows. I have 5 Husky ones going as slows right now, and it's like I didn't want to enter any more slows after the Dalmatian. So I was honestly kind of upset by that. And, what are you going to do? But at the end of the day, I'm not going to enter any more slow drafts. So it just comes down to how long it takes the Husky to fill and like how many I'll get in. I just took Dallas Goedert there. I didn't really need the third tight end, but he fell 10 picks past ADP, and I ranked Dallas Goedert, honestly, like, I don't know, 5 spots ahead of ADP. No, I ranked Dallas Goedert 9 spots ahead of ADP. So I get him 10 spots past ADP, 20 spots past where I rank him straight up. So I'll take the third tight end there. I think it makes a lot of sense. Laporta, Kelsey, Goddard is pretty insane, pretty elite. Any one of those guys could be a tight end 1 on the week. Any one of those guys could be a tight end 1 on the season. But, Goddard's going to miss points per game wise because Goddard's going to miss some time. He's always injured. Kelsey's getting older. He'll go through hot streaks, maybe touchdown streaks, maybe not. We'll see. Rice is injured for a few games. That's going to help give Kelsey a little target bump in the early season. Laporta could just be him, could just be the guy. Like, we just don't know. I haven't taken a receiver since round 6. We're entering round 14. Time to circle back, but I kind of plan my draft this way. I think the wide receiver dead zone is essentially rounds 11 to 13, where maybe I'll take one of the receivers in that range, but very frequently I won't. You can see if you count it here on the board, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 receivers drafted across 36 picks. So literally less than a fifth of the players drafted between rounds 11 and 13 are wide receivers. It's a wide receiver dead zone. You just get lucky. I think the tier's pretty flat. See what comes back. I wasn't expecting Dobbs to come back. He goes at pick 161. Nice little value on him. But, any guy like Dobbs in this range, Demario Douglas, what's the difference? It's all the same tier. So just keep pushing it. Take the players that you need. 165. I like Algier, Ford, and Eckler. I'm going to keep pushing receiver. McMillan or Besh. No, I'm going to go with Ford here. I've been taking a good amount of Ford. I think he's the number 1 running back for the Cleveland Browns. Maybe that's not worth a whole lot, but he's going pretty late in the draft. Yo, what up, Chris B, my man? How we doing? Appreciate the kind words. Appreciate the support. Hope you're having a great Tuesday night, my friend. Getting some drafts in if you can. But always appreciate you being here and being a part of the community. Hanging out in the garage with me. Bindles. Getting the circle of trust. Caleb Johnson's ADP 67 now. Yeah, he's been rising a little bit. What do you think about that, Hartman? Because it's crazy. We're getting a lot of good coach speak, a lot of good camp news on Jaylen Warren. We've seen Jaylen Warren rising a little bit, kind of called out as the de facto RB1. So I thought Caleb might fall a little bit. I moved Caleb down in my ranks just a tiny bit. Not too much, just a little bit. Should I get McMillan here to go with my team stack with the Bucks? I think I can. I think McMillan's fine here. I usually take Pierce or Thielen before him, but I honestly think McMillan's a good pick here. Team stack it. Another young year 2 receiver. Felt like an interesting move. It's crazy. My running back room, I've got 3 of my 4 drafted running backs on a week 9 bye. So I definitely need 1 or 2 more running backs. I've already got 3 QBs. So through my first 15 picks, a 3-4-5-7, a 3-4-5-3 build. I'm done at QB. I'm done at tight end. I'm probably going to make this a 3-6-6-3 build, or even a 3-5-7-3 could work too. I'm just thinking I might need some more running back depth the way I've drafted these guys. I mean, very strong up top with Barkley and Irving, but maybe it would make sense to grab 2 more running backs. I do have Addison, though. I need to cover his early suspension, weeks 1 to 3, and then a week 6 bye. So I'm having Marvin Harrison, Pickens, Flowers, McMillan hitting the lineup most of those weeks. I think I don't know. I have to figure out, does it make more sense to take 2 running backs or 1 wide receiver or 2? Maybe I'll just see what falls, what's available to me with my last 3 picks here. My quarterbacks, I've got Kyler Murray, I've got Jared Goff, JJ McCarthy. This could be an Isaac Tesla team. This could be a Taj Brooks team. That feels kind of fun. Eckler is still there. I think he's falling a little bit because of the Ja'Cory Krosky merit hype, but I still think Eckler is a smash pick at 189. So if Eckler happens to be there, I'll grab him. There he goes. I could do Dowdle. I might just take Taj Brooks and go for the full upside. Dowdle seems fine. What do you guys think as far as these preseason games? I know the Raiders game is kicking off like right now. The Las Vegas Raiders playing against the Seattle Seahawks. It's a reunion game for Pete Carroll. What do you guys think has changed tonight? Like, what do we now know we didn't know before? I'm curious, where did Shipley go? Shipley has not been drafted yet. Shipley has still not been drafted. Neither has Keaton Mitchell. I've got 1 pick left. No, I got 2 picks left. Thought I had 1 pick left there for a second. 3-5-5-3 build. Do I take 2 more receivers or just 1 more? Kind of the question there. There we go. Run heavy. We knew that with Mike McDonald. K9 season. There we go. What up, Dad? Hashtag 0RB is dead on real time. Appreciate you being here, brother. Yo, what up, Green Bean? How we doing, brother? Good to see you. I'm back on the clock, and I kind of want to go Adonai Mitchell. So I'm going to do that. 3-5-6-3 build. I've got 3 of my 5 running backs on the same bye week. That gives me a little bit of pause, making me think I might need to take 1 more. I've got 6 wide receivers, not a single overlap with my bye weeks, which feels pretty good there, except I have Addison missing weeks 1 through 3. So I really have 5 wide receivers otherwise hitting the lineup between 3 starting wide receiver spots. Might not be so bad if I'm flexing one of these running backs early on, like a Jerome Ford. So I think I do feel all right. I might just call it with those 6 receivers and take another running back. I'm kind of not sure what to do. I definitely could have Kelsey or Goddard hitting the flex as well. So maybe I'm covered there at running back. It's week 9. Only Goddard would be out. Be Laporta, Kelsey, and McMillan out. So I'd have 5 wide receivers, 2 tight ends, and 2 running backs. This is a tough one. I really don't know what to do. I think I might want to take another running back. I might want to take another receiver. I don't know. Yeah, that's a concern for sure, Green Bean. Yo, what up, Tyler? Appreciate you stopping by, saying what up, brother. Fun Typhoid Tower stream earlier today, and always a good time. Guys, what do I do here? 3-5-6-3. Do I take the Tesla? Do I take the Hunter? Let's go Tesla. Let's get bold. Let's take a stacked wide receiver, get some more depth there. Game stacking for week 17. Laporta and Tesla with Jared Goof. And I love Hunter. I like Emmanuel Wilson just fine. You got to hope that these running backs can hold it down. Week 9 is going to be a little bit interesting with Blue and Taj Brooks covering. So that's going to be a low scoring week. So kind of bottoming out there, but otherwise should be just fine. 3-5-7-3 build. Kyler Murray stacked up with Marvin Harrison, my first drafted wide receiver. I have Jared. Also to bring back with Taj Brooks. Got Jared Goff stacked up with Isaac Tesla and Sam Laporta. The bringbacks are Jordan Addison. Then I have JJ McCarthy as well in that game stack with Jordan Addison. Like I said, I got Barkley, Irving, Jaden Blue, Jerome Ford, Taj Brooks, the aforementioned Marvin Harrison. I got George Pickens, one of my guys, Zay Flowers. I want to get more exposure to him. Jordan Addison, a stud. McMillan seemed like a good fit. Team stacking the Bucks. Adonai Mitchell, another my guy, a guy that is getting a lot of buzz. One of the standouts in Colts camp. So let's throw him in there. Isaac Tesla, why not? Sam Laporta, Kelsey, and Goddard. It's a decent squad. It's kind of fun. What do you say, we guys? What do we get right into another draft? Let's get into a Husky 2. So I'll type it in the chat when I'm going to enter this draft. If you want to jump in with me, that's cool. It's a 3 out of 12 advance, then 2 out of 8, 1 out of 6, and 117 team final. 11,000 entrants competing for a grand prize of $50,000. How fun. Nice little tournament. Nice format. Apparently, I've done 2. So this is my third Husky 2. When you see it in the chat, that's when I'm entering it. Let me catch up with y'all first real quick. Throw on the tunes. We remind y'all, get in the circle, subscribe to the channel, and also give me a like, give me a subscribe. Let's do this together. Let's practice. It's a great Thursday night. Appreciate y'all being here. Come say what up in the chat. Be a real one, like Dad here on Real Time. He says he's stacking up Chicago like money. He likes money. I get that. Big news seems to be the Chargers lineman going down with a knee injury. You don't love to see that. I'm not really adjusting the ranks for any of my Chargers. Hampton, McConkey, Herbert, but mentally, you got to keep track of those things. Yo, what up, Augustus? Hasn't moved Caleb Johnson. Caleb's Johnson up. Caleb's Johnson. Like Roshan. But instead have moved Brian Robinson and J.K. Dobbins up a lot. Okay. I got you there. Yep, still knows ball. WTF watching the Flintstones. I used to watch Little Flintstones. There was like that live action Flintstones movie that came out. I want to say it was the early 90s. Interesting stuff. Yo, what up, Pud Daddy? How we doing? Still stacking Caleb, but there's a lot of fingers crossed with each stack. I would agree. Yeah, it seems like it, right? I'm not taking a whole lot of Bears. I'm not taking a lot of Caleb. If I am, I'm playing it through Luther Burden and Colston Loveland, DeAndre Swift, cheaper pieces. I'm back in on Roshan. hearing Drew Dinkmeyer talk him up his goal line role in their offense. Seems fine, so, adjust the ranks. What up, GM Billy? You're right on time. We're about to enter another draft. It's a Husky 2. Husky 2 entering now. If you see it in the chat, I'm entering. If you want to draft with me, get in here. It's a 3 out of 12 advance. So, waiting on 4 people. Let's get after it. And before this draft starts, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you hit the like button. Come say what up in the chat. Come draft with me. Let's do a little clip. Who did we draft in that last one that I want to show off? Who do I have a clip for? Honestly, I don't think we drafted any of the players that I have a clip for. But let's go ahead and roll the T-Mac clip. Tetaroya McMillan. Let's see what he's got. Ayo. What's going on with this Seahawks and Raiders game? I don't have it on currently. What have y'all seen? I just saw on Twitter, it looks like a guy I've literally never heard of, George Holani, with a rushing touchdown, 7 carries, 61 yards, and a tud. Interesting stuff. I mean, technically, for the Seahawks, I assume if you're getting these touches, it's not looking good for your prospects of starting any games or, even making the 53-man roster, which cutdowns are in like 2 or 3 weeks. Might be 3 weeks. Ian Harditz is all about it. He's got a George Holani tweet up. Yeah, and then Josh Norris saying, now picture this being Ken Walker III, the George Holani tutty from Josh Norris. Funny, the overreactions to like what goes on in these preseason games never fails to amaze. If it's a guy you like, if it's a guy you're high on, he does something good, perfect. That's a green flag, wheels up. If it's a guy you never heard of, if it's a guy you don't like, does something bad, then just forget that it ever happened. Hopefully no more injuries, though. That's what I hate to see. Like the Anthony Richardson finger injury, that's not great. But I will say, scoop up more Anthony Richardson if he dips. He's been one of the biggest risers over the last couple of days. He's not showing up here as a riser, but if I just like search him, he has risen 13.9 picks over the last week. So he should be one of the highest risers. Oh, no, he is there. He's right in the middle. Somehow I didn't see him. Anthony Richardson, the third biggest riser over the last week, over the last 30 days. He's questionable with the hand injury and all that, but dude can spike, dude can put up numbers, so I'm backing on Anthony Richardson. Even with the hand injury, just an opportunity to maybe scoop him up even more. This is a Husky 2 draft. We're waiting on 1 to get it started. Let's go. Whew, happy Thursday, y'all. Hope you're getting ready for a good Friday, a nice weekend, maybe touching some grass, touching some water, some sand, going to the beach, the lake, the pool. Let me know what you're up to this weekend. I'm going to be drafting some teams, hanging out with some family. I'm taking tomorrow night, Friday, off of streaming to hang out with family, go to the pool, chill a little bit. I'll be back Saturday for some drafts. And yeah, best ball summer. We're here. It's peak time. This draft has filled. We did it. I'm drafting out of the 5 spot. A good spot to be in. It's a Husky 2. We've got no one in here that I know. So if you're in here with me, come say what up. Let me know what spot you're drafting out of. Shout out to Underdog for the brand new user interface. Pretty fun, pretty good stuff. I like it. I think it's a good improvement. They're going to continue to improve. We'll get used to it together. It still looks the same on mobile. Maybe that'll change too. Maybe it won't. But I don't mind the improvements. This is my third Husky 2 draft from the 5 spot. Let's see what we can get into. It's a different tournament. It's a much smaller tournament. You know, Best Ball Mania, 676,000 people. The 500-person finals, plus or minus. This is a Husky 2. It's 11,000 entrants in almost a 200-person final. Or no, is it? It's closer to 100 people, actually. So it's a little bit different. Draft's a little bit different. Yes, sir. I will take a falling CeeDee Lamb here. Let me adjust my best ball overlay to all tournaments. So what you see on screen right now, if you don't already know, let me let you in on a secret. One of the best secrets here, one of the best tools in best ball drafting, the best ball overlay shows me my on-screen exposures. I can filter it to any tournament I want. It shows the playoff matchups, weeks 15, 16, 17. I can customize all of these things, what's overlaid on the screen. I have got my combo tool, so I can see of the players still available, how many times have I drafted them with the CeeDee Lamb team? I've drafted 16% of CeeDee Lamb across my entire portfolio. Pretty decent amount. I've never got a CeeDee Lamb Puka Nacua team, but who has, right? But I do have him with Drake London occasionally, AJ Brown, Brock Bowers. I've got him 10% of the time with Ladd McConkey, 20% of the time with guys like Bucky Irving and Jonathan Taylor or T. Higgins. So that's things to keep in mind. And if you're drafting high volume, if you're drafting a bunch of best ball teams here in August, like me, then you can benefit too from using the best ball overlay tool. Go to bestballoverlay.com. Use code GARAGE when you sign up for your premium subscription to get 25% off. Shoot me a DM if you have any questions about it. You know, the use cases, you know, how it works. If you're curious, I'm happy to answer that for you. I would never promote anything that I don't personally believe in. I've been using the best ball overlay before I've been promoting it, right? So I enjoy using it. It helps me out. If you're a high volume drafter, if you're getting into these best ball tournaments and you want to have data on the screen in real time to help you out to make these decisions, to make sure your portfolio is well managed, this is the tool for you. And shoot me a DM on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at FFB Garage. Happy to be a friend and help you out any way I can. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I got a goal to hit 500 subscribers before the start of the NFL season. I think I can do it, but I need your help. We're almost there. Let me pull up my combo tool because I do have CeeDee Lamb with McConkey. I've got him with Bucky, with JT. I have him even less with Chase Brown. So what I'll do here is I'll pull up a Chase Brown. He's the player I have him stacked with the very least. So I need to increase that exposure of that unique combination. So I'm going to take a CeeDee Lamb, Chase Brown start. Yes, they both have a bye week 10, but you don't win any money in week 10. All the money's in week 17. That's what we're going for. That's what we're aiming for here. It's a CeeDee Lamb, Chase Brown combo. Straight up, do I take Jonathan Taylor or Bucky Irving over Chase Brown? Usually, but it's kind of a similar tier for me. And I think that, in a tournament like this, the production on any given week or any given slate of like a 3-week stretch that a JT or a Chase Brown, Josh Jacobs, or even Bucky Irving can produce, pretty similar, about the same tier for me. So let me mix it up in an effort to round out my exposures, my combinations, get a little bit more unique for me. Take some CeeDee Lamb with Chase Brown every once in a while. The flip side of it is probably early in the summer, I was getting Chase Brown in the 3rd round with my CeeDee Lamb, and I also get an extra 2nd round pick. But that's just kind of how it goes. We're drafting individual teams, so we have to play like it. McBride would have been really sweet at the 3.5. I can go Harrison. I think Harrison's a pretty smart pick here. Either him or Hampton. I don't have a whole lot of Harrison, CeeDee Lamb, or even Chase Brown. Harrison, and considering the Bengals play the Cardinals in week 17, I think it's a good way to do it. I took Marvin Harrison in my last draft as well. I'm kind of getting a little bit more Harrison these days. I took him over Hampton. Maybe the recent injury to Rashawn Slater, maybe that counts for something. I don't know. Jordan Rodrigue is currently reporting that the Rams are not worried about Matthew Stafford's back status for the coming season. Well, that makes one of us, because I am worried. I have Stafford in one of my oldest dynasty leagues, and I went ahead and picked up, because he was available, in super flex. So I picked up Jimmy G. I'm a little bit worried. More than none. Yo, what up, Pat? My man. How we doing tonight? Hope your drafts are going well. Pat, what are you getting into tonight? What are you drafting? Are you doing some side quests, some sprints, some marathons? These Huskies, this is the number 3 Husky, 2 for me. So the second Husky tournament, it's my 3rd entry. Just wrapped up a Best Ball Mania draft. I thought it went pretty well. It went decent. I would give it like a 7.5 out of 10. Decent shot of advancing out of the pod, and then we'll see from there. Definitely a nice structure at 3-5, 7-3. A little bit risky on the running backs, but I did start with Saquon and Bucky Irving, and then ended it with 5 running backs. The big risk there is like Saquon and Bucky have the exact same week 9 bye. I also took Jerome Ford later, week 9 bye. So my only available running backs in week 9 are going to end up being Jaden Blue. Fingers crossed. Let's hope he's healthy. And Taj Brooks, who would have to fill in. But, famously, there's no money won in week 9. We're trying to win in week 17. So I'm building teams to win these tournaments at Best Ball Mania, especially a large field tourney. You got to focus on the finish line. This is a Husky 2. I am going to grab T-Mac here. Almost certainly, right? Like, why else? What else would I do? I'm still drafting James Cook. I don't think he holds in throughout, like, at the actual regular season. Maybe they'll come to an agreement. Maybe they'll come to a deal soon. We just don't know yet. But I'm not really docking James Cook for that. But I probably would not pass up on T-Mac or Jamison Williams in this range as my wide receiver 3. A fun way to play it. I'm hopeful that I can get RB2 that I like coming back at the 5-5, which is pick 53 overall. So James Cook goes. Drafter in the 1 spot did something interesting. He took Chase and then Allen in the 2nd round. He got Bucky Irving. Now James Cook stacked up with his Allen. I kind of like that. That worked out nicely for him. He's got Devonta Smith for a bring back as well. That's pretty sick. JMO falls to the 5-2 though. Kind of a fun start. Bijan with Josh Jacobs, T. Higgins in the 3rd, Rashi Rice and JMO. That's sick. I would have taken Chuba Hubbard there. So now I'm thinking I could do Waddle or Sutton or Travis Hunter. Let me go ahead and grab some more Travis Hunter. I feel like this is the type of team to take him on where I have a really, really strong wide receiver room. And now I'm going to have to focus on pivoting back to running backs before too long. But we'll hope that a running back that I like comes back around to pick 68. Through my first 5 rounds, it's CeeDee Lamb, Chase Brown, Marvin Harrison, Tet Arroyo McMillan, Travis Hunter. So, I mean, I've got the 2 best wide receivers in the rookie class. How could that go wrong? It's a fun start. You know, what is it? It's 3 out of 12 will advance in this tournament. So might even be a better reason to take like an elite onesie, like an elite tight end or an elite QB even earlier in a format like this, because you might sacrifice a little bit of value grabbing an elite tight end, just like the straight up opportunity cost of taking a McBride or a Bowers or even a Kittle over one of the guys, skill position players that could just spike and put up even more points in a given week. But they can also, the elite onesie, the elite tight end can also be like a playoff hammer when it counts. So if you can advance regardless because more people are advancing out of the pod, you get to the playoff weeks 15, 16, 17, and you have one of these elite onesies who's just smashing, right? Pacheco or Swift. I think I'm back on Pacheco right now. Kind of a coin flip, kind of a toss up for me. I'll take some Pacheco. He's been rising a bunch. We were drafting Pacheco in like the 4th round last year. Of course, he had some injuries. I don't think he faces a whole lot of competition for touches, though. And he's looking pretty decent in Chiefs camp from what I've seen, from what I've read. Joe Burrow goes pick 70. Completely unstacked. The drafter at the 2 spot had T. Higgins. The drafter at the 1 spot had Jamar Chase. They're both probably a little pissed, except for the guy in the 1 spot has Allen, so he's feeling all right either way. Laporta goes. I would have smashed Laporta had he come back around to pick 77. I'm kind of considering Hawkins in there, honestly. Let's just see what happens. I've got a 2-4 build. I wouldn't mind another running back if Swift was still be there. I feel like I don't really need another receiver in this range, but I do like Addison and Diggs, or even Igbuka. Maybe I'll get lucky. I don't think so. I think Swift's going to get drafted. So then the question is, do I bring up Pollard or Hawkinson over one of these receivers? Diggs is there. Do I bring up Hawkinson? I'm going to wait. I think there's some decent value. I'm going to grab some Addison. I'll keep drafting Addison. Diggs would have been fine there too. The whole suspension thing for Addison, a reason not to draft him, I think is crazy. I think even if he misses a few games, he has an early bye week in 6. I can cover it, especially on a team like this where I've already got 4 really, really good wide receivers. Now having Addison as my 5th, I'm pretty tempted to stop at 6 receivers on this team. Almost certainly. So I need to start hammering running backs, tight ends, and quarterbacks sooner than later. Godwin continues to fall. He's going pretty late in this draft. It's kind of surprising, honestly. About to be back on the clock. I'm kind of figuring out like what I might do here. Pollard would have given you 3 week 10 buys. Yeah, I guess I could think about that, right? Because like, whoops, the running backs to this point, I'm not like super worried about that. Mahomes is there. I do think about taking Mahomes for certain, and then I could even backstack with Kelsey. I've already got Pacheco. That seems like the smart thing to do. Although I'm going to want Dak. I'm going to go Mahomes. Now I can go Kelsey, Kyler, or Dak with my next pick and feel really good about it. Where's the Pickens drafter? Way over here in the 8th spot with Bo Nix. There's no way he passes on Dak twice. So I have to make the choice. Do I want Dak at the 101? Or, let's just see, given the reality of what the choices are. The McBride drafters here, he should have taken Kyler already. He opted for Pittman, which is a pretty bad pick, in my opinion. So I'm guessing he's going to take Kyler at the 100, pick 100. If he doesn't, he's kind of missing out. That's kind of crazy. Otherwise, does Kelsey get selected before my next pick? This is going to be a tough one for me. Is Kelsey more valuable? Is Kyler more valuable? Or is Dak Prescott the better pick on a team where I have CeeDee Lamb, Marvin Harrison, with Chase Brown bring back, or I just took Mahomes? Do I want to go ahead and grab Kelsey? I need a tight end as well. Very interesting. Wow, it's getting tougher because there's a 0% chance Kelsey's gone. Murray goes. The question becomes, do I take Kelsey or Dak? I'm going to go Kelsey on this one. Kelsey and Pacheco with Mahomes seems very nice. The receiver room, I can get some stacks later, whether it's Bryce Young. Maybe I get lucky and get Travis Hunter with Trevor Lawrence, or even Jordan Addison with JJ McCarthy. But there goes Dak. Completely unstacked at pick 104. No, I'm just kidding. My bad. He did have Pickens, but I'm not really surprised. He had to bring back McLaurin too. Interesting start. Nico Collins, AJ Brown, Terry McLaurin, George Pickens, Cortland Sutton. Your first running backs being Caleb Johnson and Jordan Mason. I don't love that. I like both of those players just fine individually, Caleb Johnson or Jordan Mason. But as your RB1 and RB2, not good enough. Speaking of running backs, I need a third running back ASAP. My next 2 picks coming up in the 10th and 11th round, pick 116 and then pick 125. So what I'm going to do is push the QB options. If I didn't land Dak, I'm going to push McCarthy and Lawrence around my next pick. Try to get a running back here if I can that makes sense at pick 116. There's two guys I like just fine. Scatterboo goes. I mean, I could take Tyler Warren here too. Tyler Warren goes. It makes it a little bit easier. Go ahead and go Tyjae Spears. Or else I would do big fall on Ayuk. It's not the team for me to take him. Wow, maybe it is. Lawrence goes. That's crazy. What does this guy have that he takes Trevor Lawrence? He's got nothing. Unstacked Trevor Lawrence. He got Trey McBride with Kyler Murray. So, I mean, I saw that. But unstacked Trevor Lawrence. Interesting. Ayuk does go at pick 118. So, a pretty good value there for if you're going to be drafting Ayuk. I'm looking at JJ McCarthy on the way back around. It's a good pairing with Mahomes. Otherwise, as far as running backs go, pick 125. I'll take a Jaden Blue. I'll take a Ray Davis. Facial Tootin, Tank Bigsby. Any of these guys. Let's see who's available. Scatterbum. Well, 2 mules. He's pretty good in college. If it wasn't for Ashton Genty, he would have been the top player, total scrimmage yards. So he's a beast. I'll just go McCarthy here. Lock down the QB2. Figure out the QB3 later if I need one. I think is smart. I've got the stack with Addison again. If Bryce Young is there later, it could work out just fine. I would have, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I want to push the running backs a little bit in this range. But yeah, 2 mules. Scatterboo is insane. He's got great burst, great contact balance. The dude can stiff arm and juke and break tackles like none other, except for Ashton Genty was the only guy who had, I think, more forced missed tackles last season. I mean, if you didn't watch the game when Arizona State played Texas in the college football quarterfinals, like go back and just watch that one, and you'll be an instant Scatterboo fan. The dude threw a touchdown. He ran in a touchdown. He had a bunch of big receptions and run plays. All heart, literally throwing up on the sideline. It's like his Jordan flu game. The guy's a beast. So he's going to get touches. I think we know Tracy is at least the starter for now. And I'm fine with that. I've moved Tracy up in my ranks just a little bit. But I think Scatterboo is still an excellent pick. He's dealing with a slight injury right now, so you don't love to see that. But he'll come on and he'll earn some touches, earn some targets, maybe even be their goal line back. The Giants drafted him for a reason. I think Brian Dable is very excited to utilize Cam Scatterboo going forward. So he's definitely a guy I'm excited about, not only in like dynasty leagues, but even redraft and best ball too. Pretty high on him. Tootin, Sampson. Go over here. Probably just Tootin for me. And then like Sampson, Dobbs, White, Algier, even Braylon Allen, pretty nice in this upcoming range. Not so in on Hollywood. He's dealing with an injury himself, not practicing. You don't love to see that. I have a 2-4-5-1 build through my first 12 picks. I've got Patrick Mahomes and JJ McCarthy. I've got 3 running backs on a week 10 bye, so I did it again. Gonna have to avoid week 10 running backs from here on out, but it should be fine. It's whatever. Chase Brown, Isaiah Pacheco, Tajay Spears, and Bashal Tootin. Kind of a fun room. CeeDee Lamb, Marvin Harrison, T-Mac, Tedroy McMillan, Travis Hunter, Jordan Addison. Really nice receiver room. Probably tack on one more receiver and call it a day. Travis Kelce at tight end. Might be, I kind of missed the boat for another mid-range tight end. So I'm going to have to chill on tight end for a while and circle back there later. I'm really looking for either a running back or a receiver in this range, or else, pick 150. Do I pull up Bryce Young? Let me grab some Rashad White. He's got good standalone value. He's got really good contingent upside. Even with Tristan Wirfs injured, I'm still pretty high on the Bucs in general. Big an offense you want a piece of. So he helps me out on this one. Let me grab some Rashad White there. I got my 5th running back. I can still wait a bit on receiver and figure some things out later. I thought about Bryce Young for a minute there too. Maybe he comes back around. I don't fully expect him to, but it could be like a fun pick if he does come back around. And we'll just see who's there. In the 14th. In this one, Keenan Allen does go pick 145. So I've got him ranked just around there. I think I have him ranked around 150. So that seems about right, round 13. Will Bryce Young get drafted? Torrey Horton with a touchdown. Hype going to get louder. Oh, I'd love to see that. Let me go. I'm going to pull that up on Twitter. Torrey Horton. Let's see. Yeah, nice little move there. Torrey Horton, a guy we like. Very fun. Had the injury riddled final season. Otherwise, I mean, the guy was looking like a star pretty early on in his college career. So good for him. Good, glad to see that. I've got him in my ranks. I haven't been drafting him very much. Haven't been drafting him enough, honestly, for all the hype. But Drumbeat's picking up. Get some Bryce Young to go with T-Mac here. Makes some sense for me. I can wait. I can wait on tight end. I'm going to keep waiting. I go Bryce Young. Isaiah Likely's off the board at pick 165. Jerome Ford goes. I would have liked Jerome Ford, but I didn't think he'd come back around to 173 anyways. So no problem there. Pretty good with my current 5 running backs. At some point, I'll take that 6th receiver. I probably do want to grab another tight end pretty soon, if not 2 more. Could be a 3-6-6-3 type of build. Kind of the way I'm leaning right now. I'm leaning Thielen. And just double stack Bryce Young, which might be dumb. Could be good. Kind of fits my wide receiver room nicely. Some veteran presence to mix in with these rookies. The Jordan Addison missing 4 out of the first 6 weeks. So maybe I attempt to do 2 tight end. Could be smart. And then I do get one more receiver and one more running back for like a 3-6-7-2 build. Could be kind of nice on this one. 3-6-7-2. Yeah, I think that's what I want to do if I can swing it. Yeah, Torrey Horton. We all got to draft more of him. Hey, maybe this is the draft to do it. Get a little bit bring back for my my bags here, my draft uh capital, my selections that I've made with the Panthers. Maybe grab a Horton here. Horton or Jalen Royals could both fit on this team pretty nicely, I think. Isaac Tesla could fit on this team. So I've got options. I do want to grab a tight end and be a running back with my next 2 picks. The boards look different tonight. Yeah, the Underdog updated their interface. So now they have the profile picture of the players on the board and the whole new layout. It's still the same on mobile, but on desktop it's different. It's kind of fun. I don't know. Grab Johnny Smith here. And I can stop at 2 tight ends. Jonnu, Kelsey, that seems fine. Jonnu and Kelsey. And then, yeah, one more running back, one more receiver with my last 2 picks. Man, I like Alec Pierce a lot. He's a really nice pick. I've had a bunch of them. I don't know if he fits this team perfectly, though. I think Jalen Royals is a nice pick to fit this team. Same thing with Torrey Horton or Isaac Tesla. So I'm kind of leaning the rookie direction. I would hope someone makes it easier on me and drafts Alec Pierce before I have to. But, I mean, I just can't pass up on the ADP value and the fact that I already like him so much. It's like a really good player. Running back wise, I've got Pacheco, so it's not a Kareem Hunt team. Could be a Keaton Mitchell team, that's for sure. Jarquez. Okay, thank God. Alec Pierce goes. I would have definitely taken him at 197. But for some reason, I think it just makes more sense to go a little differently with one of these rookies. Royals, Horton, or Tesla. Royals gives me a stack with the quarterback that I actually have drafted. So that will be the way we go. It would have been nice to get Horton or Tess on this team, but it's stronger to have the team stack than just the bring back. Plus, Horton is a bring back against my 3rd QB, the 3rd most, aka the least draft capital I have at the QB position. Tesla is a bring back against my 2nd. Go ahead and team stack your 1st QB. That makes much more sense. Way stronger correlation. I mean, I have a few players on the week 10 bye. So a little issue there. I've got Kelsey, Royals, CD, and then 3 of my running backs plus a quarter. So I have 7 players on week 10 bye. It's a pretty bad overlap. But I think what I can do is just take one more running back here and be cool. I like Hunter. He's just good. Etienne is also fine and pretty good. He stacks up with my bet on the Panthers. And then Dameon Pierce is kind of a fun, topical, what if situation. Kyle Monangai would be similar to that. I got to move Jordan James back down in my ranks, considering his injury. I'm not going to get too crazy with it. Either going to be Hunter, Etienne, or Pierce, or I will take one of these receivers. Yo, what up, Kenny? Doing good, my man. Doing better every day. Back in here, drafting, having some fun, getting after it. Caleb will be a bust despite all his weapons on offense. Honestly, I'm not going to lie. That's kind of how I feel too. We'll see. Ben Johnson coming in. Can he make a difference? Ooh, Hunter goes. Do I just take ETN? I think I will. I think this is the team for ETN. This is the team for Trevor Etienne. It just fits kind of nicely. Could have been a Horton team. Could have been a Tesla team. I do want to get a little bit more Horton. I'll have to find a better team that fits for it. But I think I needed that 6 running back here. Give me some more depth and then team stack up my Panthers even more. How you doing tonight, Kenny? What drafts are you getting into? And what have you noticed from these preseason games? What's going on? What do I need to know? I saw a little bit of the Colts game. I saw a little bit of the Eagles. I didn't really see any of the Raiders and Seahawks except for like the highlight I saw on Twitter of that random 5th string running back getting the tutty. What else is going on in these preseason games tonight? Oh, I heard. I think I saw it actually. We looked it up. Torrey Horton had a touchdown too. So that was pretty cool. Pretty fun to see that. Yeah, Torrey Horton. Some people have been in. I've been a fan of his. I have not been drafting Horton a whole lot. Probably had more Horton during the big board. I only have 2% right now, so not a whole lot, obviously. Mix him in. I just don't have a lot of confidence in Sam Darnold and the Seahawks in general, but talent can win out. He goes undrafted here. So he's been going undrafted. So he's probably in a lot of these tournaments, Horton's probably a decent pick just because he'll be low owned. It could be a nice leverage piece if he does come on strong at the end of the season or just throughout the season. Billy got the 1 spot in all 3 drafts tonight. He joined 2 slows and a fast. That's good. I mean, I honestly don't prefer the 1 spot. I like drafting in the top 6, but not the 1 so much. And I like drafting in the back 3 a decent amount. I feel like at the 1 spot, excuse me, I feel like in the 1 spot, I do get kind of pigeonholed into taking a Chase, Burrow, Eagles or Packers heavy team. I mean, look, it's very, very common to have from the one spot to have Bengals, to have Eagles, to have Packers on your squad, even the Bills. I mean, a little bit more unique there, I would say, becoming more common. So it just feels like the one spot is so overplayed with the exact same players. Next time I get the one spot, especially in a time box tournament like the Husky 2, I'm going to try to get a little bit different, maybe at the 2-3 turn or at the 4-5 turn, and do something a little bit different to match up with Jamar Chase. So it's not just an average Jamar Chase team. That's kind of what the drafter did here when he took Chase and Allen, kind of what he started to do. So yo, what up, Michael? How we doing, brother? Hope you're having a good Thursday night. Thanks for being here. Make sure you guys slap that like button. I know you're subscribed, but if you're watching this in the future, if you're new to the channel, come subscribe. Help me out to get to my 500 subscriber goal by the start of the NFL season. Think we can do it. We're getting close, but I need your help. And I'm going to be here drafting best ball teams all summer long, so you know where to find it. Come draft with me. Hang out in the chat, talk some fantasy football draft strategy. Talk about our weekend plans. I'm gonna go chill with my fam tomorrow night. Go to a little pool action at my parents' house, and then be chilling. Saturday night, my brother and his fiance are having a engagement party, so I'm gonna be going to that. That'll be fun. And then Sunday, we'll probably do another pool day at my community center. And I'm trying to think what else. Just fun summer stuff with the kiddos, the wifey. I got softball Sunday nights, so I'll be probably doing that Sunday night if I'm not here drafting. If it doesn't get rained out, my men's league softball. It's all going on. What are you guys up to this weekend? What are you looking forward to on this Thursday night? We're about to rip one more draft. Do you guys want to do another Husky? We could do a Husky. We could do an Eliminator. I kind of want to do an Eliminator to get some more volume in that. We could do an MMG. I haven't done one of those yet, but Who Hames was kind of hyping it up for me yesterday, so I'm a little bit more interested with his blessing. What are you guys feeling? What should we get into tonight? Yeah, faces on the draft board. You noticed it right, Kenny. The faces on the desktop version. On the mobile, it's still the old-fashioned user interface. They might update that pretty soon too, but I like it. I think it's cool. The only suggestion I would make is to have the overall draft pick show up without having to hover. So like if I hover Nico Collins, I can tell he's pick number 8. If I hover McLaurin, I can see he's pick 32, but I'd rather just see it right above the player's profile pick. Maybe I'll shoot Numi or Hope a DM on Twitter and give them my opinion. They're always very responsive to like the community. So shout out to Underdog for always trying to improve, make our draft games better. We appreciate that. Horton's a stud. Yeah, I think so too. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's do another draft. You guys want to do like an Elam, a Husky 2? I don't know if we can fill a sprint. We could do an MMG. I like the 12 spot too. 12 spot's pretty fun. I would agree. So we got 1 vote for Elam. Also, I'm going to go close the poll that I have running on the YouTube right now. Get your vote in if you haven't already. I'm asking, Caleb Williams, is he him or is he a bust? I'm going to end the poll in about 10 seconds. I'm going to run this clip. Also, throw it into the chat. Do you want to draft an Elam, a Husky 2, or any other tournament? Let me know. While I'm going to refresh my water and then close the Twitter poll, let's run the Cam Scataboo clip. All right. Which one are we going to do? Y'all let me know. We could do an Elam. We could do a Husky 2. We could do MMG. We could do whatever. I'm going to review this team real quick and we'll jump in right back into another draft. This is a Husky 2. It's a 3-6-7-2 build with Patrick Mahomes. I stacked him up with Isaiah Pacheco, Travis Kelce, and then Jalen Royals. No bringbacks for this one. I have a week 16 bringback with Tajay Spears at least, but no week 17 Denver pieces. I have JJ McCarthy stacked up with Jordan Addison and a week 15 matchup against CeeDee Lamb that I have here. I don't have any Detroit pieces or Giants pieces otherwise. We've got Bryce Young stacked up, double stacked actually, with Tedroy McMillan and Adam Thielen. I don't think I ended up taking any Saints or Seahawks, but I do have Rachaad White for the week 16. Give drafters a try. Best interface in the industry. I've thought about that. So I've never drafted on drafters. I've never drafted on DraftKings. I watch a bunch of my friends and other content creators that I like in the space. They'll occasionally do like drafters or DraftKings, especially. And I will check that out every once in a while. But I haven't done it myself. I feel like I'm able to get in whatever I want, like on Underdog. So I'm pretty loyal there. But, I think it makes sense. Like one day we could be drafting on drafters or even DraftKings. I throw in some fast drafts every once in a while. It's been a little bit. I've been wanting to do some more fast drafts. We could be doing that too. Use promo code Garage. If you sign up on Fast Draft, you can get, all of the bonus deposit matches there using my promo code. I also have a promo code on Underdog. If you sign up, which I think you guys have already all signed up, but in case you haven't, if you're new to Underdog, you can sign up with code Candyman, which is my username here. You can get every deposit bonus kind of match you can get anywhere else, but you can throw in my name, Candyman. And then also, if you want to check out bestballoverlay.com, you can use code Garage for 25% off your premium subscription there. If you're drafting volume in these best ball streets on Underdog, follow me on Twitter at FFB Garage. And if you have any questions, anything you want to know about the best ball overlay, you can DM me there. Or if you just want to follow me, know when I'm going live, interact with me on Twitter. Happy to do that. I'll definitely follow you back, follow for follow. And I'm usually just promoting like my live streams and my friends and other good content creators live streams. So if you're into best ball, if you're into fantasy football strategy, then you might like following me on Twitter there. And then also you can hit the bell, tap the bell below here on YouTube to know when I'm going live and come draft with me. McBride, Garrett Wilson at the 2-3. Yeah, it is. I think that's fun. I think that's a good combo. That seems legit. The Bryce playoff schedule against the Saints in New Orleans, the Bucks at home, and the Seahawks at home. That could be good, right? Could definitely be interesting. I think JJ McCarthy also has a very enticing playoff schedule at Dallas, at New York Giants, and then at home against Detroit. Kind of a good one there, too. All right, let's do an Elam. If we can fill it, let's do an Elam draft. I think it'd be fun to do one of those tonight. So let's do an eliminator. It's getting pretty close to full, more close to full than I expected. I've only done 15. I want to try to get to like 50 if I can, but I'm not going to do any more slows. I've hit enter. There we go. Waiting on one. So I hope you were able to get in if you wanted to draft this Elam. It filled really fast. Sometimes it's just how it goes. Hey, look, Candyman 650's in here. It's pretty funny. If you didn't make it into this draft, then Still come, you can chill here, chat it up, ask me any questions about, fantasy best ball strategy. If you're watching those preseason games, let me know what's going on. Besides the Horton news, Anthony Richardson with the broken finger, what else is going on out there? What should we be paying attention to? This is an eliminator draft, and I'm drafting out of the 11 spot. Sorry, my man. Yeah, as soon as I joined it, it was waiting on one, and it filled up pretty instantly. So I was kind of surprised how fast that filled. Draft starting soon. I'm gonna alter my settings to show weeks 1, 2, 3, so I can tell what's going on with the early season schedules, which is much more important here for this format. And then let me see. I'm gonna go to Fanspeak and download the Elim ranks. Real quick. Let's see. Steve updated the ranks a few days ago, actually yesterday. So I'm going to download that. There we go. And then let me do this. Boop, like and subscribe. I'm going to my rankings now. I'm going to update my rankings live for the Eliminator season, uploading a CSV from the Fanspeak network. Shout out to them. This is Steve's personal rankings for the Eliminator that he puts out as part of the premium subscription to the Fanspeak network, which I am a subscriber, and I love the articles that they put out, their rankings, and all the good stuff they do over there at Fanspeak. So check them out too. I've updated it. I've uploaded Steve's rankings. Let's just draft the Elam off this. He says take Ashton Genty at pick 11. So that's what we do. Week 8 bye. Brian Thomas seems like a smash pick here. Also week 8 bye, but I'm not worried. Let's roll the Genty clip. If I can find it. Here it is. Busting out the Macarena with your boys, your offensive linemen. Love to see it. That hype. The dude is going to be a superstar. He already is. Heisman runner-up. And incredible. 3rd all-time scrimmage yards in a season in college football. Surpassed Barry Sanders. Like 2650, I think, was the number he ended up at. We looked it up last night. Let me see. Genty, college stats. Way more than that. 2739 for his rushing and receiving yards. Incredible. So, a format like this, I'm kind of surprised to see Amon-Ra St. Brown go at pick 17. I've literally never seen that happen before. So I don't know what's going on with that. Maybe just the running backs getting pulled up like Henry, Achan. But that's kind of crazy. Wow, Kyron and Kittle gets pulled up. What's going on? I guess people are just really valuing the week 14 bye on Kittle. That's different. I haven't seen that before either. This is an eliminator draft, and I'm drafting out of the 11 spot. I've got Steve from the Fanspeak network. I have his rankings uploaded for the Eliminator. It's a premium subscription to Fanspeak. Check them out. They put out great articles and rankings weekly, and they have a lot of fun stuff going on their YouTube channel as well, including Best Ball Jeopardy, which is mostly on Wednesday nights. And I am a semi-finalist for the Best Ball Jeopardy this summer, so that's pretty fun. I'll be going up against one of PPR Tyler, Neil Orfield, or Cody from Off the Schneid coming up soon as we get through the semifinals. Hoping I can make the finals. It'd be fun. Go for the championship to be the Jeopardy, champion. It'd be fun. Coming back on the clock soon. 311, it's pick. It's pick 35 coming up on the clock. I would have liked Hampton there, that's for sure. Worthy seems very nice. Either him or Adams. Hey, I'll follow the rankings. I'll take some Worthy. He gets an early season bump because Rashi Rice will be out. So I totally understand what's going on there. But then no, Adams is still available. A little bit of an issue with the week 8 bye. I'm feeling like I might want to go Cook, but he's like a holdout risk as well. Let me get Devontae Adams, who we just know is a stud and will definitely be on the field, even if he's playing with Jimmy G and not Matt Stafford in week 1. I think Devontae Adams is just quarterback proof to a large degree. And I think the little bump you'd give him from playing with Jimmy G versus Stafford is probably like 10 or 15% difference. So it's not like so substantial. I think he still justifies being a 4th round draft pick in any format. So Devontae Adams in the 4th round, sign me up. Kamara goes very early in this format. I mean, right now I've got 3 of my best players on a week 8 bye. The whole point, though, is like it's a head-to-head matchup, and you have to get there. The chances of even getting to week 8 is so infinitesimally small that I'm not worried about those bye weeks. I'm a little bit more worried about players who are starting the season injured, suspended, or having a week 5 bye, if anything. Kenny, we can't overreact to these early season, preseason depth charts. We got to go with the talent. The talent wins out. They drafted RJ Harvey for a reason. He is going to be getting a ton of work with the Broncos, an offense we want a piece of. So I have not moved Harvey a single spot in my rankings. I'm still drafting him aggressively at the 5-6 turn. I would urge you to do the same. Bet on young, talented rookie running backs in good positions, in good environments. Down for one more? We'll see. We'll see for sure. We'll see how fast this one goes. Yeah, if we got people, we'll see if we can get one in. I love Collins and Neighbors at the 9. I mean, Nico Collins, if not for the hamstring injury, the guy is incredibly good, putting up huge numbers, touchdowns, and yardage. A big play waiting to happen. With Neighbors, he led the league in target share and targets at the wide receiver position as a rookie. We've never seen anything like it, really. So hopefully for him, a QB upgrade. It should be wheels up for Malik Neighbors in year 2. Let's hope he's not injured and the injuries aren't like lingering. But I think he's another great pick in the 1st round. Yeah, Amon-Ra at 17 is pretty criminal. I couldn't believe it. 47% Walker. What do you think about that? I like Kenneth Walker. My only thing would be, I would caution you that having 47% of any player is not necessarily a good idea because of just injury risk. It's football. Any player can get injured at any moment. I had 39% Nico Collins last season, and that looked pretty good. until he missed 6 weeks with a hamstring injury, tanked a third of my teams. And then naturally, when you're that heavily exposed to one player, you have to be underexposed to any player that goes within 2 or 3 picks of them. So I would just caution to be, 30% or less on your most exposed players. And so you're not missing out on the players that go around them, and you're not overexposed to like the injury risk. Dang, the running backs do go a lot earlier in this format. That's fine. I'm cool with going with Montgomery there, I think. Yeah, I'll grab Harvey. I'm going to supersede Steve's ranks for a minute. He kind of buried Harvey. I don't know what that's about. If he just thinks it has to do with like the early season usage or not, whatnot, but I can still get Pollard here with my next pick, so that's what I'll end up doing. But I want to make sure I get Harvey. Harvey's very good. As I was like doing my McMillan research, there's games where T-Mac played against UCF, and you look at the game logs, and it's like Harvey, touchdown, 4 yards, 16 yards, 21-yard touchdown. Like, Harvey is a touchdown machine. He's good. He's, definitely the best back on the Broncos by far. And they have a very talented offensive line, a good coach, a good quarterback, a great defense. They could be running the ball a ton with that defense, dominating possessions, keeping other teams off the field kind of situation. So I think in most formats, I probably should have taken Travis Hunter over Montgomery there. Zay Flowers is kind of crazy going this late too. I don't know why the ADPs are like so different in the eliminator other than the bye weeks or the early injuries / suspension risks. But some of the really weird ADP stuff going on. Seems a little bit early to have to get Montgomery, but I just didn't want to get buried at running back. Dobbins going at pick, what is that? Pick 73 is completely insane. Honestly, a terrible pick. We were getting Dobbins at pick 180 when the eliminator opened. So like getting him at 73 there in a tournament that's open across the course of the entire summer is like really bad. Especially when you have 4 running backs and 1 wide receiver. Terrible. Unjustifiable, but that's what goes on. Sometimes these eliminator rooms are a little bit softer. Some strange, interesting things going on. Through my first 6 picks, I have a 3-3 build. Genty, Harvey, Montgomery, Brian Thomas, Xavier Worthy, Devontae Adams. I got to avoid taking too many more players on a week 8 bye. But hey, if we make it to week 8, we're doing pretty good already. So I will take Laporta on a week 8 bye if he's there. Mahomes could be fine. Hawkinson could be fine. Laporta goes. Caleb Johnson's falling a little bit. I think that's interesting. I might want to grab him. And then try to push. I won't be able to push Mahomes, though, is the issue. Because the drafter has Rashee Rice. So I think, and Caleb goes anyways, no big deal. I'll just take Mahomes there and hope he starts the season hot against the Chargers, Philly, and New York. Hawk is there. I think that's the best pick here. Wide receiver dried up just a little bit. I'm going to pause on wide receiver for a while. Makes sense to me to get a good tight end there. Maybe I could have pulled up Kelsey for the stack. It's whatever. Hawkinson's still very good. Addison suspended early in the season. Maybe Hawk gets some early bump to his target share. He was dealing with like a minor injury during camp so far, but I think it's nothing. So not a big dock on him. For whatever reason, if Kelsey came back around, which I don't think he will, but I would definitely grab Kelsey also. %39% Evan Ingram. Exact same thoughts I was saying about like why I don't personally try to be above 30% exposure for any given player. Anyone can get injured at any time, and so it's just going to hurt you that much more if you're that overexposed. If the field has 8.3% of a given player and you have 4.5 times that much, that means an injury, and every week that player misses would hurt you much more. I will say though, the Walker is a little bit more egregious because Walker's going in like the 4th round. At least Ingram is going later on in the 9th round range. So it's a little bit more justifiable because he's so cheap. But at the same time, my comment would be you're missing out on exposure to other players who go in that range. So if you have 39% Evan Ingram, you naturally cannot have very much of the players who are going around him, especially at the same position. So like you must be really low on Kelsey, really low on Andrews, really low on Tyler Warren, maybe David Njoku, Tucker Kraft. I would just try to vary it up. And I think of a lot of those tight ends being in a similar tier for me. So I would try to vary it up a little bit. I do not do any best ball baseball. I do best ball football and golf are my 2 main sports. Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying too. If you're getting a player behind ADP, it makes a lot of sense. Yo, what up, Steve? Steve, I'm doing an elim right now, and I'm using your latest rankings. I was shouting you guys out earlier. I uploaded the rankings. I got it in here. We're drafting an elim. Pick 107. Time for me to make a decision. Kind of want to go Kyler. I don't see why Kyler would go at 107. Okay, Higgins goes. I would have loved Higgins too. Most likely, I need a receiver here. It's Mooney or Bateman. I'm a little bit worried about the Mooney injury. I'll go ahead and take him, though, hoping that Brian Thomas, Xavier Worthy, Devontae Adams can cover until Mooney gets back. I get a little discount on Mooney. Nothing crazy. Genty Harvey, David Montgomery hitting up the flex with a running back. So I took a little bit of pressure off Mooney having to hit my starting roster early. But of course, like, let's say he comes back, he maybe misses a week or 2 or 3 or 4, and then he has the bye week in week 5. How many games is he going to play in the first 5 games? That's the big question mark. So, but I'll trust the ranks there. Let me get some more Mooney. I'm definitely in on Mooney. And I will take an unstacked Kyler Murray, who I think has a good enough rushing floor and is in a good enough situation environment around him with James Conner, Marvin Harrison, and Trey McBride. So even though I don't have any stacking partners for Murray, and I probably won't even take any more Cardinals for the rest of the draft, I still like getting him there at a nice value as my QB2. Take some pressure off having to land Trevor Lawrence. But I still would like Trevor Lawrence for sure. Yo, what's up, Disbanded? How we doing, my friend? Hope you're having a good night. Thanks for stopping in and saying what up. Yeah, I'm just gonna bet on talent, on youth, and haven't seen any indications yet why Harvey won't be utilized. I subscribe to the Coach Speak Index, and everything I've been seeing out of there has been pretty positive. Sean Payton's actually excited to use Harvey as well, calling him a Joker candidate, which would be described or defined as a running back or tight end who can be effectively used in the passing game as well and used out of position. So they might be bringing Harvey in for a number of different specialized uh, roles or formations or schemed touches, which is very attractive as well. He might be. We'll see. We'll see. Harvey is not a traditional rookie. He's got a lot of experience. Lawrence goes. That's a major bummer. Steve would have me take Najee here, or I could do Hollywood Brown, who's a little bit injured, so I'm a little bit afraid of that. We could do Kincaid, who's also kind of injured. But I'm going to grab Kincaid here. It's like a fun pick. Hacker doesn't have a tight end, so if he probably should grab one. He doesn't. I was not going to go for Williams or McCarthy. I think I just go Hollywood here then for the double stack. Let's hope that Hollywood Brown comes back. What was the latest with his injury, right? I don't think he's not practicing yet today. Ankle sidelined. There's still plenty of time. Still plenty of time for him to get back on the field. I don't mind it as a pick here in this format. Missing out on Trevor Lawrence, kind of a bummer. Running back seem like a really flat tier here. There's some upside guys. I'll see what comes back around at pick 155. Could have gone Najee Harris. I'm not really drafting a whole lot of Najee right now, though. Wait until we get some better news. Yeah, it sucks that he had the dislocated pinky, but I've been definitely drafting more Richardson, and I think he's a target in the late rounds. Anywhere after pick 160, I think is fair game. Wow, Keenan Allen goes here at pick 141. It's about right. I have him ranked a little bit after that. I think so too, Kenny. Yo, Pat. +1 for the Husky, but it's full. We're drafting an Elim here. It's the third draft of the night. We did a Best Ball Mania, a Husky 2, and now this Eliminator draft. Wow, Sam Darnold getting pulled up quite a bit. I don't know what's going on from the one spot. He stacks him up with Cooper Kupp. Can't resist. Couldn't resist waiting one more round for a quarterback that goes notoriously late in every draft, but it's whatever. %50 Wicks. That's pretty extreme. But yeah, the later the better. You think Chase Brown looked good? Yeah, I mean we know Chase Brown's good. There's nothing there to learn really. Oh, nice. Went to Cardinals practice. That's sick. Probably really hot out there. Murray paying more attention than the last 2 years. A good sign. Okay, that's good. Boots on the ground intel. I like to hear that. I think Murray, if he's unleashed with his rushing attack, we might see a whole new ceiling, a whole new career year in both real life football and fantasy production. So I'm pretty excited for Murray and what his upside could be this year. pick 155 coming up. Could do like a Thielen or Thielen gone. Maybe Kyle Williams. Do I want a running back here? No, I'll go receiver first. Considering Hacker X had 5 running backs. He still takes Tootin. That's fine. That's on me. I didn't think he would take him. I was a little bit skeptical with the overlap with the buys. Go ahead and do Eckler here. I think it's fine. I probably should have double tapped running back there and just taken Tootin and potentially Eckler, and then that would have covered the week 8 bye even better. Stack up Tootin and Brian Thomas in the same team. I think it's fine. Eckler's been falling a little bit though, but I think his role's pretty secure. I think if Ja'Cory, aka Bill Krosky Merritt, takes over snaps, it's going to be at the detriment of Brian Robinson. So we'll see. We'll find out. I don't know. We'll see where he goes in the eliminator in this format. Sometimes the rookie risers that are like moving up so fast in the standard rankings, ADPs, that's influenced by like Best Ball, Mania, and the MMG and the other formats that are moving fast, the Husky. Sometimes these eliminator drafts, the sprint, the marathon, their ADP is slower to react because there's lower volume of tournaments going through them. So in those ways, it might make sense to try to take advantage of like some of the disparity for those risers. Keenan Allen at 169. That seems fair. It's a good spot. He went a bit earlier in this one. So thinking a full PPR site like DraftKings, that's pretty decent. Take Roshan Johnson. He's the highest in my queue. There goes Bill Krosky Merritt 172. Roshan's the highest ranked player in my queue, and I need kind of a running back. If he's there, I might take him. He's dealing with a foot injury, so you don't love to see that, but could be fine. I could also take. I think Gino went. Didn't Gino go? Yeah, Gino's gone. I have a 2-4-6-2 build. I probably want to get another tight end pretty soon and more running backs. Feeling pretty good at receiver. Decent enough. Decent at tight end. I can tack one on later. Running back is the priority. This guy has no tight ends. Hacker X. Interesting move to go super late tight end. Okay, well, pick 180. Roshan's there. But what I'm going to go ahead and do is grab Anthony Richardson for the upside for the spike weeks. I don't care if he has a broken pinky. We'll make it work. If Roshan's still there, I'd grab him. If not, I could do something like Will Shipley. It'd be kind of fine for me. What's he going to be? He goes Quentin Johnston, who falling an incredible amount. Goes pick 180 in this one. I'll take some Roschon. He has the early bye. He's dealing with the foot injury. You don't love to see that, but let's just hope he gets on the field and has a role for the improved Bears with a new coaching, new offensive line revamped. Year 2 Caleb could be fine. Roschon Johnson should be the goal line back, according to Drew Dinkmeyer. So I'm going to follow the lead. Maybe I could have taken Stafford over Anthony Richardson, considering I did have the stack with Devontae Adams. At the same time, not liking what I'm seeing out of Stafford missing some time with the potential back injury and all that. Yeah, Anthony Richardson just broke his finger. I think he'll be fine. He wins with his legs anyways, so the spike weeks that Anthony Richardson can put up, I don't think Stafford can match that at this point in his career anymore either. 3-5-6-2 build. I'm looking at my receivers with these 6, and I'm trying to figure out if I need one more or if I'm good with these ones. I feel like I could be good with these ones. It's just like if Hollywood Brown and Darnell miss some time or start slow, I'm a little weak there. The 5 running backs that I have are actually very fine, so maybe I am good with that. 2 tight ends are pretty decent too. Maybe it makes more sense to increase my floor with a 3rd tight end, or does it make more sense to increase my ceiling with an extra flex wide receiver or running back? So that's kind of the way I'm thinking through this right now. I have 2 picks left. Keenan went 132. That's insane. I think I saw him go 120 something in an earlier draft, that like the one before this, right? In the Husky, he went like 121 or 125. So you'll see some reaches for him for sure. Wow, Emmanuel Wilson gets drafted. I love that. Very solid. The bug on the mic. That's a little mute button. There's a little mute button right there. Yeah, let's see. Let's hope that Murray and Harrison can get the connection going. Have a great 2025. A big breakout year for Marvin Harrison. Love to see it. If I do take a running back, it can't be week 8 or week 12 or week 5. It would just be a benefit for me not to be those weeks. Gesicki's there. Otten is there. I think those are both very good picks. Even Freiermuth, honestly. If I stop with the 6 receivers, if I stop with the 5 running backs, the running backs available. I like Hunter, but otherwise, not so much. Wide receiver wise, I got Gesicki. Okay, so I did take the 3rd tight end. Probably a good move. Let me think. Do I want a running back or receiver? I feel like I kind of want the receiver. And then just faith in Genty, Harvey, Montgomery, Eckler, Roschon being enough. Plus, I now stack up Adonai Mitchell with Anthony Richardson. So that makes a little bit more sense there. If I'm at all worried about Hollywood Brown and Mooney, Adonai Mitchell coming strong. Maybe Kyle Williams doesn't play a whole lot of snaps to start the season. He comes on strong later. Kind of a similar thing there. But I'm really leaning into Brian Thomas, Xavier Worthy, and Devontae Adams to carry this team. No insane bye week overlaps really at any of my positions. Just the 2 running backs that are both on buys in week 8 and 12, but that should be fine. Cover the flex of the receiver if I have to. A little bit weak on week, a little bit weaker projection for week 8, where I have Kyler sitting out, Genty and Montgomery out. So I have like Harvey, Eckler, and Roschon filling 2 spots. Brian Thomas and Vontae Adams out. So I'm going to have Xavier Worthy, Darnell Mooney, Hollywood Brown, Kyle Williams, and Adonai Mitchell covering 3 spots, if not 4. Hawk, Kincaid, Gesicki, one of them could flex as well. So pretty weak for pretty bad projection for week 8. Maybe a little bit too much overlap there with my early picks. Lowers my ceiling a little bit, lowers my floor a little bit in week 8. But if I make it to week 8, anything can happen. Injuries can happen. You get random matchups. So I'm not too worried about that. I think it's a solid team with a 3-5-7-3. Kind of the way I like to build it in this format. BBM next. Definitely gonna call it on the BBM because I did the BBM earlier, so I'm good on that one. I did the BBM earlier, and I want to get some more news over the weekend before I hammer more BBMs. But I'm feeling pretty good about it. Who did I want to look up in this draft? Mahomes. Man, they got to scheme something up better. Mahomes was not an explosive passer last season. Got to step it up. Who else? I know Brian Thomas is incredible. You'll love his profile. Number 3 in explosive plays among all wide receivers as a rookie. Number 8 overall in explosive receiving plays per play. So the dude's very good. Definitely a fantasy stud going forward. Another Elam. I was feeling more up for another draft, another Elam when I was starting that one. But like a wave of I'm not gonna lie, like a wave of tiredness hit me about halfway through that draft. So I think I'm gonna have to call it there. We did 3 drafts tonight. We're gonna be doing some more this weekend. I'm taking tomorrow night off, and then I'll be drafting again on stream this weekend. We're gonna announce it soon, but we have a BALLSY show here on the channel. Bindles and I co-hosting. It's gonna be Monday night. We have a really good guest lined up. We've got him confirmed. We're going to officially announce it. I think probably tomorrow would be a good time to do it. And then I'll catch y'all in another stream, another draft real soon. But Michael, Kenny, appreciate y'all being here, sticking around, drafting with me, and appreciate the support. And hope you guys have a great night. Pat, good night, bud. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being here. Have a good one, my friend. Hope you guys are doing well. Getting some plus EV drafts in, scooping up the values. Thanks for hanging with me. I'll catch y'all live again Saturday. Peace out, my friends. See ya.